Call this meeting to order, please. Please stand for the pledge. Supervisor Stark, would you lead us, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Chairman Thayer.
Here.
Supervisor Stagliano.
Here.
Supervisor Grieco. Supervisor Stark.
Here.
Supervisor Barone.
Here.
Supervisor Wheeler.
Here.
Supervisor Chayera. Supervisor DeMeza.
Here.
Supervisor Allen.
Here.
Supervisor Sullivan.
Here.
Supervisor Strebe.
Here.
Supervisor Paddington.
Here.
Supervisor Quackenbush.
Present.
Supervisor Oshkowski.
Here.
Supervisor Sweet.
Privilege of the floor. If anybody from the public would like to speak, now's your opportunity. All I ask you to do is identify yourself and try to limit yourself to 3 minutes if you can, please. Hearing none, moving on. We have a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meetings. Supervisor Barone, and second by Supervisor Wheeler. Discussion, changes, corrections? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Minutes are approved. We have a motion to approve budgetary transfers. Supervisor Sweet, Supervisor Coddington. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? We are approved. We have no unfinished business.
Chair, I have a motion to suspend the rules.
Okay, sir. For what reason?
It'll be to amend Resolution 2011 of 2012.
Okay.
Maybe Cheryl can call it up and read it. And then,
I've got it right here.
okay.
211.
Did
211.
I say, I thought it's,
2000.
oh, it's 211 of 2012. I'm sorry. 211 of 2012. My fault.
Seconded by Ron Barone. Discussion, Supervisor Strebe.
What's the title on that resolution?
That resolution is resolution authorizing chairman to sign agreement, general liability, and other pertinent insurance coverage. And that resolution authorized us to accept the RFP 3-12 and assign Hayes and Wormuth as the insurance carrier provider. Now I'm going to read the whole resolution.
No.
Okay. Further discussion?
Can
Supervisor
I just
Strebe?
explain it?
No, thank you, Chair.
Chair, can I just explain it?
Sure, go ahead. Then I've got Supervisor Quackenbush.
Well, those of you who don't know, that there's a dissolution taking place with Hayes and Wormuth. And John Mancini, who has been our agent right along and has been the broker of record and has come up with this plan basically for our liability insurance through, not only through travelers, but also for PRI for the nurses at the jail and any physicians at the jail. Has come up with a good plan, has really taken care of us over the past few years, and has done a great job throughout these floods. Has gotten us a lot of insurance money back. And that being said, this resolution would amend the one 2011 of 2012 to state that Beacon would now be our insurance company. Beacon Insurance Company of Amsterdam will now be our insurance company, and John Mancini will be the broker of record. And that's what the amendment would be.
Okay, I've got Supervisor Quackenbush and then Supervisor Stagliano.
Guess it might be a question for Doug. The original resolution appointing or giving the work to Hayes and Warmouth was after RFPs were circulated, and I hope I'm saying this right, and after those RFPs were circulated, we awarded it to that company, Hayes and Warmouth. Now,
It's true.
wouldn't we have to go back to RFP in order to insert another name 2 years later? I mean, nothing against John, and but we would have to, you know what I'm trying to say? I'm looking for a legal opinion here. I don't want us to
I
get in a
do.
pinch.
This was brought to my attention literally a couple of hours ago. I wanted to look into the status of the current contract with Hayes and Warmouth, which we don't have available to us at the moment. If you're going to take any action, I would, of course, recommend that the resolution contain the standard review and approval clause so that I can review this to make sure we're not doing anything that violates the present arrangement that the county has with Hayes and Warmouth.
Couldn't we, we have another meeting December 17th. Couldn't we run this through committee if it's a matter of making that change? And then I would rather err on the side of having it right before we pass something without knowing it and then by all means, if it's okay to do it, then,
That is certainly an option.
is that, I'm asking your opinion, would that be a more viable option considering we don't know what we're talking about right now?
Yes, I would say it would.
You done, Tom?
Yes.
Supervisor Stagliano, then Supervisor Strebe, then Supervisor Wheeler.
Yeah, I think it's going to come up in front of the Finance Committee on the 10th. So why don't we just defer it to the Finance Committee on the 10th? Because the correspondence that I have here is, to the extent that the county chooses to exercise the renewal option, Hayes and Warmouth may own the rights to provide the insurance under the option. And so we could be in a position where we have to pay them out. So why don't we just allow this to go to Finance, and we can flush all the ifs and ands out, and we can send it clean. So that would be my recommendation. Let it go to the Finance. Let us discuss it there. If there are no problems, then fine, we'll move it. Thank you, Chair.
Supervisor Strebe. Yes, that, I remind everybody that the motion is to suspend the rules to be able to address this
I was
resolution.
going to wait until next
Supervisor Strebe.
Which really is
Just
not
for informational
a
purposes.
resolution.
Hayes and Warmouth is going out of business? Yes or no?
No, they're changing.
No idea.
names. They're not going out, they're changing. They're switching from Hayes and Warmouth to the other company. That's all it is. It's a switch over
To Beacon?
to Beacon, exactly.
Still owned by the same
It's
people?
still owned by the same people. It's the same insurance. It's the same thing you're going to get from now until doomsday if you keep it intact. It's, everybody makes a big deal out of everything in this board.
I think we're just trying to do our due diligence.
Well, we
I would
are.
ask Doug, is that a fact, that that's what's happening there?
I don't know that to be the case. I'm not saying it
I don't-
isn't, but I don't know.
Listen, I'll draw my sponsorship for that, because John Mancini, he was on his way back from Boston tonight. He had to go pick his daughter up, so that way you'll be able to come to the finance meeting and explain everything at that time. We'll go to the finance meeting with it.
I think that would be helpful.
It makes it cleaner.
Not a problem. Let's go on.
I want to hang around till we got 6 inches of snow.
Okay, we can do that too.
I don't care about the snow, this is the skating I want to do.
Does anybody else want to pick that sponsorship up before we let it die? All right, moving along. New business. First up is a resolution rescinding December Board of Supervisors meeting sponsored by Wheeler, seconded by Coddington. I would like to motion to amend this. We do not have a resolution establishing a public hearing for our budget. I'd like to further resolve the public hearing be established for the budget for 6:55 on December the 17th. We have a second on that. Supervisor Wheeler. Discussion on the amendment. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
On the resolution as amended. Discussion.
Yeah, Chair. Are we gonna handle something in December for the new legislative group? They don't have a meeting in place.
I believe that they're working through Supervisor Coddington.
Because they don't have a meeting.
Can I,
Go right ahead.
we've invited all the, in fact, Mr. Kelly's here tonight. We've invited all the new, we got more to go. Sorry about that. I'm looking so can't see. We've invited all the new legislators plus the county executive to a meeting. We'll schedule our government vacation meeting as the last meeting on December 3rd. So that doesn't interfere with all this, if we don't know how long it might be. We've invited all the new legislators as well as the county executive here to discuss the charter, some of the things like we had a letter, I think Doug had a copy, we all got a copy of it. And we're going to give to all the legislators some of the suggestions that we were going to make that they might want to look at and so on and so forth. Obviously, we can't make decisions for them, but we'd like to meet with them. Just if they have any questions, they ask us. You know, we might be able to answer them for them. But I think it's a good idea to get everybody to get together and you know, discuss all these things we can.
So we're gonna give them, we're gonna make a date for them to meet, so, because they have no date whatsoever. So I don't know how they're gonna get a date unless it comes from this board to make a date.
There are provisions in the charter.
Yeah, but who's gonna do it? In the charter, don't go by that charter, because that's as lame brain as anything can be. So don't go by that charter.
Well, there are
I'm just saying,
provisions
this
in
board should make a
sections
meeting for them. Let me
205
talk,
and
sir.
206 that relate to this. Unfortunately, the two
When is-
provisions kind of conflict with each other as far as dates are concerned.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, do we have to set it along with, let's find out what date they want. Why can't we just set it for them so they don't have any problems?
An organizational meeting date?
It's set for the first Tuesday after the first Monday.
First Monday.
Is-
It's in the charter.
Section
That's
205 references the first Tuesday after the first Monday. Section 206 references the first day of January.
January,
Right.
yeah. So which
So
one do you
That's
go?
not
So-
the council.
Leave it up to
Yeah, but I don't think Ron is talking about the organization meeting. He's talking about getting together with them prior to that and
Yeah.
just
Oh, yeah.
have a
So
sit
that's-
down.
Just to talk.
Well, this resolution has to do with our meetings in December. So if we can
Until we have a success.
stick to this one. Further discussion?
Move it.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Well, it was approved, the amendment was already approved. Resolution is adopted. Resolution number 215 is a resolution appointing Montgomery County Ethics Board member, sponsored by Wheeler, seconded by Coddington. Discussion. Supervisor Wheeler.
I'd like to move to table this to next month. That way we can bring some names before so we can vet whoever the candidate is.
Do we have a second on tabling that? Supervisor Stark? Roll call, please.
Supervisor Wheeler.
Yes.
Supervisor DeMeza.
Yes.
Supervisor Allen.
Yes.
Supervisor Sullivan.
Yes.
Supervisor Strebe.
Aye.
Supervisor Coddington.
Aye.
Supervisor Quackenbush.
Yes.
Supervisor Rishkowski.
Yes.
Supervisor Sweet.
Yes.
Chairman Bayer.
Yes.
Supervisor Stagliano.
Yes.
Supervisor Stark.
Yes.
Supervisor Barone.
Yes.
Resolution is tabled. Resolution number 216 is a resolution adopting the 2014 Tourism Promotion Budget, Economic Development and Planning, sponsored by DeMeza, seconded by Coddington. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution number 217 is a resolution authorizing the application and funding of I Love New York Tourism Matching Funds Program, Economic Development and Planning, sponsored by DeMeza, seconded by Barone. Discussion. There is a blank there, I just saw
Yeah,
that.
what's the blank for?
Wait for this one, isn't it? The one we just moved
Oh,
on?
yes.
Previous?
Previous, the budget?
Yep. We have a
216, want to get the big share.
Trying to get that big money from the town.
Supervisor Strebe, do you motion to
I do.
amend and insert 216, seconded by Supervisor Wheeler. Discussion on the amendment. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution as amended. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 218 is a resolution authorizing chairman to sign digitization grant agreement, history and archives, sponsored by Barone, seconded by Wheeler. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 219, resolution amending 2013 operating budget, tourism grant, history and archives, sponsored by Coddington, seconded by Wheeler. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 220 is a resolution authorizing chairman to sign agreement with United County Sheriff Security Services for Montgomery County inmates at Central New York Psychiatric Center. Sheriff, sponsored by Sweet, seconded by Reshkowski. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 221 is a resolution amending 2013 operating budget. Sheriff, sponsored by Sweet, seconded by Wheeler. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 222 is a resolution authorizing chairman to sign agreement with Auctions International Incorporated, the sheriff, sponsored by Sweet, seconded by Allen. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 223 is a resolution amending the agreement for the management of operation of the food service division of the Montgomery County Correctional Facility. The sheriff, sponsored by Sweet, seconded by Wheeler. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 224 is a resolution for the approval of a lease agreement with the Amsterdam Police Department for office space for a probation satellite office, probation, sponsored by Sweet, seconded by Barone. Discussion.
Yeah.
Supervisor
Recommend
Barone.
this to 15,500 a year.
No.
No.
Oh, now that you're sitting on the other side of the table. Yeah.
Try to help the city out a little bit.
Further discussion. How about we reduce it to 5?
We need reduction in here.
That's just what they're made of.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution number 225 is a resolution increasing fees, emergency management, fire service, sponsored by Sweet, seconded by Reshkowski. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 226, resolution donating surplus equipment, emergency management, sponsored by Sweet, seconded by Coddington. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 227 is a resolution amending 2013 operating budget, Homeland Security Grant, Emergency Management, sponsored by Sweet, seconded by Wheeler. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 228, resolution amending 2013 operating budget with forfeiture monies, district attorney, sponsored by Sweet, seconded by Reshkowski. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 229, resolution amending 2013 operating budget with forfeiture monies, district attorney, sponsored by Sweet, seconded by Allen. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 230 is a resolution authorizing chairman to sign the New York State Indigent Legal Services Grant, Public Defender, sponsored by Sweet, seconded by Reshkowski. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? One abstention? Supervisor Demessa. Resolution 231 is a resolution authorizing the hiring of public defender, investigator, legal assistant, Public Defender, sponsored by Sweet, seconded by Wheeler. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? One abstention. Supervisor Dement. Resolution is adopted. Resolution 232 is a resolution amending 2013 operating budget, mental health, sponsored by Wheeler, seconded by Quackenbush. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 233 is a resolution authorizing transfer of funds, court-ordered forensic mental health services, mental health, sponsored by Wheeler, seconded by Quackenbush. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 234 is a resolution amending 2013 operating budget, vacant position, Department of Social Services, sponsored by Wheeler, seconded by Quackenbush. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 235, resolution authorizing chairman of the board to sign renewal agreement for employee benefits consultant services with Benetech Incorporated personnel, sponsored by Strebe, seconded by Quackenbush. Discussion.
I'm sorry.
Supervisor Wheeler?
Yes, I'd like to make an amendment. Is this the one, and forgive me, yes, I want to amend this to a one-year contract. Realizing that all of the contracts have a 90-day out clause, I'd just like a little bit of continuity giving to the next legislative body to have them all be at least 1 year instead of 2, and I think this is the only one that has 2 years.
Are you making that motion?
Yes,
I'll
please.
second it.
December 31st.
2014, correct.
Okay, we've got a second. Supervisor Quackenbush?
I had my hand up to second it
Oh, okay.
instead of blurting it out. but
Me
that's
too.
all right.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I
No,
don't-
you can,
Give it to the
The new
supervisor
legislative-
from, where are you from, Minden?
Amsterdam.
No, they don't want you in Amsterdam.
All right, on the amendment, discussion. Supervisor
Yeah,
Stagliano?
only one thing for clarification. There is an agreement, there's an administrative agreement that goes out 2 years. So this one coincides with that 2-year agreement. So you have an administrative agreement for 2 years, and you're reducing this one to 1 year. So there is a 2-year one out there. Just
And
so
that
that
has a 90-day out clause too.
Yeah, so just so you know.
Yep, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right? Yeah, no big deal.
Further discussion? On the amendment, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Supervisor Stagliano? On the resolution as amended, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 236, resolution authorizing chairman of the board to sign renewal agreement with Empire Blue Cross MetaBlue Freedom PPO Medicare Advantage Plan personnel, sponsored by Strebe, seconded by Sweet. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 237, resolution authorizing chairman of the board to sign renewal agreement with Delta Dental personnel, sponsored by Quackenbush, seconded by Chiara. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution number 238 is the resolution authorizing the chairman to sign agreement, EAP Employee Assistance Program, St. Mary's Hospital. Sponsored by Sweet, seconded by Sullivan. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 239, resolution authorizing the chairman of the board to sign a renewal agreement with HM Life Insurance Company of New York personnel, sponsored by Chiara, seconded by Quackenbush. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 240, resolution authorizing the chairman of the board to sign renewal agreement with Safety National for excess workers' compensation coverage personnel, sponsored by Strebe, seconded by Sweet. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 241, resolution amending 2013 operating budget, carryover grants to New York State Office of Homeland Security, 2011 grant, emergency management, sponsored by Strebe, seconded by Sweet. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution number 242, resolution amending 2013 operating budget insurance deductible. Board of Supervisors, sponsored by Sweet, seconded by Quackenbush. Discussion. Supervisor Wheeler.
Yes, I'd like to make an amendment for an additional $3,500. We had invoices that have come in, so if we can amend it to $5,500, that way we wouldn't just be pushing these bills off to the next month.
It's the same lines.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Do we have a second on that motion? I'll second.
Thank you.
Discussion? On the amendment, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? On the resolution as amended, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution 243 is a resolution amending 2013 operating budget community college tuition from the treasurer, sponsored by Quackenbush, seconded by Chiara. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Resolution is adopted. Resolution number 244, a resolution amending 2013 operating budget print shop equipment, data processing, sponsored by Reshkowski, seconded by Allen. Discussion. Supervisor Quackenbush.
This is the resolution that's going to authorize us to spend $12,500 on a lift, to lift up equipment the next time a flood comes. To lift up equipment in the print shop the next time a flood comes, to prevent it from getting wet, I guess. And I understand where Dan's coming from with it when he came to us with this resolution, but I just can't vote to spend money like that. We need to be correcting the problems in this county. And, you know, I've offered up solutions before. A year ago, I thought that it was, I called Dusty Swanger and said, why can't we move this print facility up to the college and share it with both counties? I mean, it just makes a lot more sense than buying a car lift to raise this stuff. I feel for the department head because we're not acting. But I don't think I can support this.
I'm going to make a motion to amend this.
Yeah, you gotta take a
Treat it
zero
as
out.
a typo. The first line has 50,000 in it, not 5,000.
Yep.
Oh, you gotta take a zero.
Take
Yeah.
one zero out.
Just got to remove one.
Either that or give them $5 million.
Further discussion? Supervisor Strebe?
Chair, I'll be voting no too, because if there's gotta be a better way. Find a different room, find a higher spot, to spend 13,000 or 12,500 on a floor jack to pick a piece of equipment up when it floods. I just can't get behind that like Supervisor Quackenbush.
Supervisor Wheeler?
I just want to clarify that this $1,250 is just to raise the equipment we currently have. It's not for supplies, it's not for other computer equipment, it's for a lift. That's correct. Two lifts.
Further discussion? Supervisor DeMassa?
I just have to speak my mind on this because, you know, we had an opportunity, I think it was 4, 5, 6 years ago. We could have put a new building up on the hill and got rid of that building. But unfortunately, some of the same supervisors voting against this issue here tonight, I don't think voted for that issue. And here, I think we just spent, what, $170,000 to fix the heater, the boiler outside, you know, in the cellar. Probably gonna get flooded again. Our new safety officer was down there and pointed out to some people that the floor of the sand was all wet, and it was white. And he says, you know what white means when you see it in sand like that? And somebody said, no, I don't know what it means. And he says, well, that's all mold. So the cellar's full of mold, and here we are still in that building that needs to be replaced. We don't need to keep lifting equipment. We don't need to keep spending $170,000 on boilers. We need to get rid of that building. It's old, it's dilapidated, it's got air conditioners in the windows still. We need the room, we need the space. We could have done it 6 years ago, and here we are still harping on the same thing. So wait till the next flood and move the equipment again. So, I just had to say my piece.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Strebe, Stark, Wheeler, Quackenbush. Anybody on this side?
Favor of it.
Resolution passed.
Pass.
Last resolution, Resolution 245, a resolution approving abstract of audited claims Board of Supervisors, sponsored by Chiara, seconded by Strebe. Discussion.
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 I voted against this probably for the past year, if not better. And the reason for voting against the audited claims is simple and straightforward. We had an auditor in there that used to spend probably 20 hours a week doing claims. Came across a lot of claims that were incorrect, found a lot of times that we were paying sales tax on items, found a lot of other errors that were corrected, was able to get us sales tax money back from the state. The way we're doing it now is just, as far as I'm concerned, it's a pass-through. 3 guys go in an office for a couple hours, look at the bill, sign your name, and off it goes to the board. So again, I'm going to vote no against it. This county needs an auditor. I'm not saying it needs a full-time auditor, but it certainly needs somebody to look at these bills more than 3 hours on a Tuesday morning. Thank you.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
2 opposition. No, we don't.
Chair, if I may.
Supervisor, go on.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Rick Sager. Is he still here?
Yep.
Yep.
I had to go to class with him because the chairman couldn't show up, so I had to go get certified for the emergency management and homeland security. It was a very enlightening class. I was there 8 hours, and I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I feel sorry for him because he had to stay another 3 days. So, you know, I never knew the extensive training that a lot of the fire departments and all the people out there that are in emergency management go through, but I could see it. And, you know, they work this old brain thing, but I had an awful lot to say down there. And I enjoyed the day, so I just want to thank you, Chair, for not going and allowing me to go in your place. And I am certified, so as a crackpot. Thank you, Chair.
You say that.
Would be a good addition to the city. Motion to adjourn.
Adjourn. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Just one question, and this is for Sean. Where's Sean? Sean, we passed a resolution earlier that had to do with a position in public defenders and a grant. Do we need to put that in the new budget too?
That's in the new budget.
It's already in?
Sorry.
So I can take this and put it away? Okay. All right, that's it, Chair.
Motion to adjourn.
Yep.
Wrong.
Yeah.